Hello, this is B0MBlNG with Black Education TV. I'm sure many of you are aware that America has bombed Syria. Okay? Syria is Russia's neighbors, one of Russia's neighbors. So they're not too happy about that, right? Well, I'm not really going to be talking about what they are doing in this world, because the scripture tells you that the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So we know who's running things right now, right? We know who is running things. It's certainly not us, okay? I said all that to say this. Yes, they are bombing Syria and things are getting serious. So we see that the world right now is a war zone. But as usual, our people are in a war zone, treating it like it's a playground. Treating it as if it is a playground. Kind of reminds me of the song we did in Whited Out 5, La La Land. You have bombs bursting in the air, but our people really don't care, as long as they can pay their fare to La La Land. Now, many of you understand where I'm coming from, but there's always going to be those who don't like the message, because you want soft speeches and soft words, things that don't cause you to think. You don't want to have to worry about bombs bursting in the air, turmoil and chaos in the world. You don't want to think about that. You don't want to concern yourself with those things, and you think if you ignore what is happening in the world around you, that you'll be safe, all of a sudden safe. I urge you all to start paying attention to what's happening in this world, okay? A lot of this stuff is in the Bible. It tells you much of this stuff that you see happening is actually biblical prophecy being fulfilled. The wars and rumors of wars are very real. This stuff is happening. You can't just pretend, close your eyes and your ears and pretend like you don't see or hear anything. While these people are playing around with the world's economy, with the world's populations, with the world's resources, and with your very life, you are treating all of this like it's a playground. Waiting for your next fix, your next burst of fun, acting as if you don't have a care in the world. Now, that's not being at rest, okay? Because the things that our people, if you were truly being at rest in the Most High, you would be saying and doing certain things during that time of rest. But our people are really acting as if they are ignoring, as if they're ignorant to all the things that are happening in the world. And so therefore they make preparations for nothing. They don't take anything serious. And everything is a game. And they don't want you to say anything to them about anything. Just leave me alone to be in my strong delusion. That's the sense that I get at times. That our people want to be left alone in their strong delusions. Now, family, those of us who speak about these things are not trying to do what they say, fear mongering. We're trying to get you to understand that these things are happening. This is not fear mongering. Most of us feel like we are not affected by those things that are happening in the Middle East, or in Europe, or in Africa. We feel like we are not affected. Every day, the effects of these things are coming more and more into fruition. More and more, the reality of these things are just coming to the forefront. When I look at this economy, all I can say and continue to say is, family, that you've got to do more than talk. You got to start doing something, just like the message I spoke the other day. You have to do something. And yes, I understand for some of you, I really truly understand that you feel helpless and not knowing what to do. And that's where the burden for many of us come in. Those of us who actually care about our people, those of us who actually love our people, that's where the burden comes in, to where we say, Abba Yah, what is it that we can do to help our people, or at least some of our people? Because we know you can't help everybody without help yourself. This is where you really wish that our people would have realistic thoughts and plans that we put into action, you see. But it is easier said than done. So much chaos going on, so much division going on. It just seems like so many things are impossible. We know they're not, but it seems as though they are. But I know there's got to be something that can be done. I know it's got to be. And this is why we got to pray. And when I say pray, I'm not saying our Father which art in heaven. No, I'm talking about that travailing type prayer, that crying out type prayer, that call for the mourning women type prayer, that get an answer type prayer. I'm talking about that, not the kind of prayer that a lot of folk pray where they like, let me go in and pray so I can, get this over with and say that I prayed today. No, the Most High needs someone to cry out. He needs the daughters of Zion to cry out. He needs the men to cry out. We all need to be crying out. We need to put on sackcloth and ashes. And we need to fall before the Most High and say, look, we need your help. And I'm serious about this too, family. I know you all keep hearing me say this, but playtime is over. It's so hard to see that when you think everything is just so wonderful in your life. It is so hard to see that. But it's easy to see it when everything that you think is so wonderful come crashing down in a moment's notice. That's when you see the need for praying and travailing and going before the Father. I really wish our people would get out of this state of mind that is keeping them on this playground while the world is at war. I almost feel like, and I know this for a fact because I've seen it in certain documentaries. There was a documentary with Basil Davison in it. Before he passed away, he was talking about how the Europeans looked at the Africans like they're just little children in a big playland. Not to even be regarded, almost as if they didn't even exist in this land. That's why they were carving it up, moving things around, moving tribes around, doing whatever they wanted to do to the children of Ham and the children of Israel that dwell in the land of Africa. They were just doing what they wanted to do because they looked at the African people, the dark indigenous people, as little children, not to even be regarded. Can you imagine somebody just coming in your house? Someone just coming in your house. You got things set up a certain way, but someone, just perfect stranger, just comes in your house, starts assigning rooms. Oh, this is going to be my son's room. This is going to be my daughter's room here. Your family is just kind of sitting off on the couch somewhere, just looking at all this happening. Then they go upstairs and say, we're going to take the upstairs. This room right here is going to be our office. This room is going to be our den. This is going to be the kitchen over here. And your family is just sitting there watching all this go down. You can't do or say anything. And then someone from that group asks, well, who are those people on the couch there in our house? Now, mind you, the house belongs to the black people, right? But they're just sitting on the couch, and the people who came in and took over said, oh, those people are nothing. Don't even pay attention to them. Don't even regard them. This is our house now. They can't do anything about it. They're just like nothings. They're just like little apparitions sitting on the couch. Don't even pay them any mind. As a matter of fact, we're going to get them off the couch and we're going to move them down into the basement of this house. That's what literally happened in Africa because they regarded the indigenous people as nothing. They regard us as nothing, as the Israelites. They regard dark people as nothing. And so they were able to do this. The world has been at their disposal for a very long time. And so now that we fit into our place in this world during their reign, what's happening now is our people aren't even trying to do anything for ourselves. It's like we've did a total surrender. They look at us and regard us as nothing. And it's almost like that witchcraft worked to where they said that we were like little children. And so now you see our people acting just like that, stuck in perpetual youth. You have 30, 40, and 50-year-old men stuck in perpetual youth. I'm going to take it higher, 60 and 70. Perpetual youth. Going around with spinning rims on their car when they should be buying land to secure their families. Or those who have been left land, they're turning that land over to other people, and they finding them a place in the city, in a townhouse somewhere. No access to a backyard or anything to even grow anything. Now listen, family, I'm not trying to insult or put anyone down. I'm trying to make a point here. They're buying up the land because they have a plan. We have given up the land. Do you know how much land our people owned back in the day? Most of our people that have family land don't even care about it. None of them even live on it. As a matter of fact, they got it on the market right now as we speak to give it away dirt cheap for some fiat money so that they can go buy them a house in the city. This is the kind of thing that our people do. And we have got to wake up from this dream that I'm going to call a nightmare. This is a nightmare. When I look at the condition of our people, it saddens me, especially to know that we don't even realize what's happening to us. Don't even realize what's happening to us. We don't even realize that we have been bamboozled. Bamboozled to the point, almost, it seems like, of no return. There's always hope, but it just seems like we're at the point of no return because we're treating the world like it's a big giant playground. Even when we witness our own people dying in the streets, dying of sickness, disease, being shot and killed by our own and by others, we still think the world is a playground. We're not looking for solutions. Anyone who's trying to present solutions, you call them fearmongers. Or you say that they're not giving you solutions. Well, one of the things you have to do first is to talk about the problem. If you don't want to talk about the problem, how can you even explore solutions? How can you explore solutions when you have no drive or ambition to work together? If your drive and ambition is for somebody else to do it all and you come in and jump on the bandwagon afterward, that's why we can't get anything done. Because the person who's doing it all says, look, I can't do it all. I need help. I need help. And so they give up because they're not getting help. But they're getting everybody who wants help, you see. So it does seem pretty hopeless at times, family. But while there is blood running warm in our veins, we can get certain things out of our minds and out of our hearts. If we try, we can get those things out. Get those things out of our hearts so that we can start making progress in the right direction. We got to do something, family. We got to do something. Now, trust me and my husband, our children, we are praying. We're asking Abiyah, what is it that we can do? What can we do? Because we really want to know. Because it's easy to say, look, I'm just going to take care of me and mine. It's easier said than done. Easier said than done. I don't ever want to have that attitude. Although sometimes you do feel like giving up at times, dealing with people and their wickedness. You do sometimes want to just say me and mine, but when you really think about it, me and mine is not an option. Because we all gonna need somebody for some reason. And so somehow, some kind of way, we're gonna have to figure this thing out, family. We're gonna have to figure out how we can help each other, even if it's a little bit. Even if we start off little, we've got to figure this thing out. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I don't get frustrated, and I see others getting frustrated too. I remember Claude Anderson, who has been advocating for black people for more than 30 years. He even talked about giving up and saying, did I waste my time? Am I wasting my time? He even talked about that. So many others. Same thing. So family, I don't know. I just don't know. Just got to keep on praying and praying that the Most High will remove all blockages from our minds. Because I do believe that the enemy is actively trying to keep us from doing the things that we need to do to help ourselves. And he's using our own people. I feel like it's almost to the point where he don't even have to use others anymore. He's like, I got enough ammunition right among our own people. I'll just let them self-destruct from within. That's why the scripture says a family or a house divided against itself cannot stand. And we are the house of Israel, and we are divided. You see, we're going to have to bridge the gap with those who want it to be bridged with, because I do understand at this point that we will not be together as a whole. That would go completely against prophecy. Scripture already told us that the things we see happening, it says brother going to be against brother, sister against sister, going to be turning each other in, all kinds of things. So we already knew and know that these things are going to happen. So I'm not looking for total unification. I'm just looking for realistic people to say, look, I have a brother across town here that I can unify with. We can do something. We can get this piece of land here. There's a piece of land right here. They only want $3,000 for it. They got a small trailer on it. Let's get this, brother. We're going to hook this thing up, and we're going to grow us some food, and we're going to share it with our people in the city. It's like we've been looking around, and I've been saying to myself, man, there's something that can be done if we just get with the program. If we understand that there is a need. See, many of us know that there is a need, but we're looking for someone else to fulfill it for us. We don't want to be a part of helping ourselves. We want others to do it, and that is the problem. If you can get your tax refund and go out and buy yourself a bunch of clothes, shoes, and purses and all this other nonsense, you could take that same money and buy you some land, cultivate that land, and grow you some food for your family. Maybe these are the things we need to start talking about. That's in the Word too. See, everybody want to know, well, what am I supposed to do about this, that, and the other? Some things are just plain, simple, and clear in the Word. The Most High said he's going to write his laws in our hearts. Do you feel it? Has his laws been written in your heart yet? Or are you waiting for someone else to put it there? Have he put them in there yet? Because he said he was going to do that. Has he written his laws in your heart? Are you one of those who are going to be ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth so that you can move on to other things? The scripture says when you have need to be teachers, you have a need to be taught because you're not learning. It's time to get off the playground. Shut it down, family. Get off those giant slides and those swings. And let's go to battle for our people. Spiritual battle, okay? Let's do what we need to do to take care of our people. Is that something that you are up for? I'm really curious about that. How many of our people are really going to make that active move? I'm so thankful whenever I get testimonies. I love to see the testimonies of those who message us or leave comments and say, because of watching your video, Sister Deborah and Brother Watchman, I have started a garden, which is something I've never done before. I've started growing food. I've started canning or jarring. I love those kind of testimonies because it shows that what we are doing is not in vain. We don't have time to be paying attention to all the other nonsense and rhetoric because our focus and attention have to be on those who are serious about their walk with the Most High, who are serious about their love for their family. That's where we have to focus our attention now. And let all the other people continue to play in this little playground they call life. And we are going to put on the whole armor of Yah so that we can stand against the wiles of the devil. Okay, family, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. I love you and shalom.